Hello everyone and welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name's Amanda and in today's video we are going to be looking at the new Kiki London Mirror Chrome collection, as well as doing some super pretty chrome nala, including stamping with chrome. So I really hope you all enjoy watching. First up, let's take a look at the 6 mirror chrome powders that have launched in this collection. So these are now available on the Kiki London website. So we have a beautiful classic gold as well as a super stunning classic silver. I think these two are quite staples to have. Next up we have pink, and this one kind of gives off a little bit of a rose gold pink vibe, especially when you're swatching it over a black base. Then we have this absolutely beautiful blue. This is one of the shades I'm going to be using in today's video, along with these two here, which is the purple, which is kind of like a bright pink slash purple, and then this beautiful copper shade as well. I wanted to go for a bit of a funky Christmas nala design today. So these are what all 6 of those shades look like swatched over a black base, which is recommended for the mirror chrome effect to really pop. But I'll be showing you a few different things in today's video. So let's jump into the nala. The first thing that I wanted to do with these chromes was a chrome French tip. So I'm starting off with 2 coats of Nude Delight to begin with. Now, if you was working on yourself or a client, of course, you would need to do all your prep and your base coat before coming in and applying your gel polish shades. So I will leave my dedicated prep video in the description box below in case you guys want to check that out. But first of all, I'm just getting my nude colour down, and I've done 2 coats of this, curing each coat for 30 seconds. Now, when you are doing a chrome tip or a chrome French, it's very similar to doing isolated chrome designs, which we're going to be doing further along in the video, and there are 2 different ways to do these. So the first method is going to be to come in and apply a matte top coat over your entire nail. This way the chrome is only going to stick to where you put your no wipe top coat. So that's what I'm actually going to come in and do next. I'm going to take a little bit of my no wipe top coat and apply this to my palette, and this is what we're going to paint on our French tip with. Now I'm going to use my Kiki London French brush for this. Now, as I mentioned, there are 2 ways to do isolated chrome, and I actually found the second way, which we do further along in the video, a little bit easier, but maybe that is down to personal preference. So jumping back to this design, I'm taking my French brush and the no wipe top coat and just painting on a really classic, simple French tip design. It's a little harder to see this on camera, but it's not too tricky to see it in real life because the glossiness of the top coat does pop over that matte base. So once we've got that glossy tip done, I'm going to pop that in to cure for 60 seconds, and then on this now we're going to be using that beautiful copper chrome. And in today's video I'm going to be applying all of the chromes using the Silicont Tool. So I'm going to take a tiny amount on my Silicont Tool and burnish this into the cured top coat. Now, if you don't have the Silicont Tool, don't stress. Each of the chrome colors do come with a little applicator brush, and I did show you guys how to apply them in a previous video, so I will link that video in the description box below as well. But as you can see, I burnished that over the entire tip part of the nail, and then I'm going to take my Kiki London dust brush and use this to dust off the excess. Now, this was the problem with this method. Although I had matte top coated, so the chrome didn't necessarily stick to the matte area of the nail, when we brushed off the excess, a lot of the excess still did. So what I'm just doing is I'm taking a Kiki London alcohol wipe and just wiping off that excess that's gone over the nail and kind of given our nude nail bed a bit of a shimmer to it. Then what I'm going to do is take my Kiki London round nail art brush and a little bit of alcohol and just clean up the French so it looks a little bit crisper. And then if you find that you've got any areas that you haven't fully chromed, you can just come in with a small amount of chrome and reapply it basically, and then again dust off your excess. I thought this looked super pretty. Now, of course, you do need to come in and seal your chrome in, so I recommend sealing any kind of chrome nail art in with the no wipe rubber top coat. But if you don't have the rubber top coat, or if you prefer to use the Hema Free range, which is just a classic no wipe top coat, then if you are using a regular no wipe top coat, I would recommend doing a double top coat. just to seal that in so that you don't get any chipping issues. On to the second design in this set, I'm going to come in with Classic Black and apply my first thin coat of this. So I'm keeping this nice and thin because Classic Black is a very highly pigmented shade, and with any of your highly pigmented shades you want to keep your layers nice and thin. So we are going to do this in 2 thin coats. And I also just wanted to mention that this set of nails was actually a set of press-on nails I did for myself, so that's why you're going to see the tip sizes change throughout the designs, because I've sized them up for my own nails. So here we've done 2 coats of Classic Black, and then I'm going to come in with my no wipe top coat and do a layer of no wipe top coat. On this now, we're going to be starting off with just a full layer of chrome and then coming over the top with some stamping. So when you're doing a full chrome application, you want to be applying your chrome over the top of your no wipe top coat. So once we've cured that no wipe top coat, I'm trying to pick up a small amount on my Silicont Tool, and then I'm going to start burnishing this in to the cured top coat. And oh my god, just look how stunning this shade looks. It is super, super pretty. So I'm really giving this a good rub just to make sure that we've really burnished it in and there's no areas that are patchy or no areas where there's chrome missing. And then I'm going to dust off that excess using the Kiki London dust brush. And as you can see, when you remove that excess, you've got a super smooth mirrored finish. Now I want to add some stamping and crystals over the top of this design. So whenever you're layering over the top of your chrome, you want to come in and seal your chrome in first. So I've just sealed this in with the no wipe Hema Free top coat. It doesn't necessarily have to be the rubber top coat for this step, but I would recommend using the rubber top coat on your final top coat in step. So once we'd cured that top coat, I'm going to stamp on 2 of these kind of funky retro looking snowflakes, because I really wanted to go for a funky retro wintry Christmassy set of nails. So I've stamped down my first snowflake, and how beautiful does it look with a chrome base. This is one of my favorite things to do with chrome, and I haven't actually used chrome for a very long time, so I'm glad that Kiki now have these launched, because they are so much fun. There's so much nail art you can create with chrome, whether it be using your chrome for your nail art, which we'll do in one of the other designs, or using it as a base for your nail art like we have here. I think it just really takes things like stamping and water decals up a notch when you're adding a little bit of chrome in there with them. So I'm going to come in and stamp on another snowflake. I'm just using regular stamping polish for this here, and I love using a clear stamper that you can look through and see directly where you're applying your image to. Now when I stamped these down, I had in mind that I wanted to add on some crystals. So because we were going for a blue and pink theme, I'm going to use the blue crystals over the pink chrome. So I've popped some of these down into my little dish, and then I'm going to take the Kiki London no wipe rubber top coat, and we're going to be using this for 2 steps here. We're going to be using this to seal in our chrome and our nail art design, and then we're going to be applying our crystals into the top coat. So at this point you want to leave your top coat uncured. Pick up your crystals using your Kiki London gem tool and just nudge them around into place. Once you are happy with where they are placed, that's when you're then going to pop this into cure. Until you pop this into cure, you're able to play around and move your crystals as much as you want to, but then once you pop them into cure, that's going to cure those crystals in place. On to the third design, I have already done my 2 coats of Classic Black, and on this now we're going to be doing the chrome stamping. This was my absolute favorite design in this set of nails. So I'm starting off by, I've done my 2 coats Classic Black and I'm removing the tacky inhibition layer. This is so the chrome is only going to stick to our stamped images. Then for your chrome stamping, you are going to need 2 stampers, an older one that you can apply your chrome to and one that you're going to do your actual stamping with. So for this design, I'm going to be using the blue chrome, and I'm going to take the little applicator that comes with the chrome when you purchase it, and I'm going to rub that into my silicone stamper head. You want to apply a nice generous amount, just roughly down into the center of your stamper. Then I'm going to pick up one of those little snowflake images. So I'm going to apply my stamping polish. This is just regular white stamping polish. I'm going to scrape the excess and then do a quick flick of the wrist to pick that image up. I always like to use a lint roller to remove any image that I don't want on the nail. Then you do need to be quite quick here. So you want to stamp your image down and then immediately come over the top and press on your chrome. And the reason you need to be quick is because the chrome is going to actually stick to your wet stamping polish. So you want to make sure that you're working nice and fast so that your stamping polish doesn't dry before you get to apply that chrome. So we're going to repeat that step again. So I've applied a little bit more chrome to my stamper just so that I know I've got enough on there so that we get the nice vibrancy of it coming through. And then same as before, we're going to stamp our image down on the nail and then press that chrome on. And I love the effect that it gives off. I do kind of wish I'd done this using black stamping polish just because I think it would have made the chrome pop a little bit more rather than the white. But that's something I'm sure I will show you guys in another video. But how beautiful does this look? And as you can see, the chrome has predominantly stuck to where our stamped image is, but I am just going to brush over it, and then that will remove any excess that is around the stamped images, and it's not going to take any of that chrome off the images. Again, on this now, I wanted to come in and add some crystals, so I kept with that same color theme of the blue and the pink, but I've just switched it up a little bit, and we're going to pop the pink over the blue snowflakes. So again, I've applied my no wipe rubber top coat, and then whilst that is still wet, I'm going to just pick up 2 of the pink crystals and pop that down. Now I will double check the names of the crystals and leave them in the description box below, because there are, I think, 2 different pink crystals to choose from. So I'll double check which ones I've used, and I'll leave all of the products I've used tagged in the video and in the description box below. But once that had cured, how pretty and glamorous did that look? I felt as though it was kind of giving off a Frozen Elsa vibes. So on to the next nail. I'm going to show you guys on these 2 nails how to do isolated chrome with the second method, so without using a matte top coat. So I've done my 2 coats of nude, and then I'm coming over the top and buffing. Before buffing, I did wipe off the tacky layer with an alcohol wipe, and you're just going to want to do this with your 180 grit side of the buffer and a really light touch. You're not wanting to buff off any of that gel polish, you're just wanting to remove any kind of shine from the nail. And then I'm going to wipe over it again with the alcohol wipe just to remove any dust that might have been remaining on the nail. Then on this nail, we're then going to take, sorry, I lost my train of thought there, and then on this design we're going to take the no wipe top coat again and the Kiki London stripe liner brush, and we're going to draw on our design. So very similar to how we did our French design, except for instead of using the matte top coat, we've used the buffing technique, and I found this worked better. I found that hardly any of the chrome went where I didn't want it to go. So I'm just applying my top coat where I want to put my chrome, and I'm just going to do 3 kind of like curved lines swooshing down the nail so that we can use all 3 of those colors chromes that we've used in the set so far, kind of to try and tie everything together for the design. So here I've got all of those chromes set up, and I'm just going to take a very small amount on my silicone tool and just being really careful that I'm only getting it on the line that I want that one to go on. So we're starting off with that beautiful purple, and then you need to make sure that you're cleaning your silicone tool before you go in to your next chrome color, because you don't want to muddy up your chromes or mix the colors together. And I did find it easier here to actually only use the corner of the silicone tool here. So I'm just dipping the very corner of that silicone tool into my chrome powder and then rubbing it over that cured top coat. And then you can see here, it did still go quite messy, like there is parts of chrome where I don't want there to be chrome, but when we come in and brush off the excess, it brushes off a lot easier. So again, I'm going to take my Kiki London dust brush and just dust off all of that excess. And then I did still come in with the round nail art brush and just clean up along the edges of the lines, just to make sure that they were as sharp as I could get them. The better you are at hand painting, the nicer this will look. Now here, I was actually meant to seal this in using the no wipe rubber top coat, but I picked up the wrong top coat and I didn't notice until I was editing the video. But I'm just using the Hema Free range here, which in this kind of situation where you're only using the chrome for nail art rather than doing a full nail, it probably wouldn't matter too much. The only reason I highly recommend using the rubber top coat is because it's brilliant for encapsulating things, because it's that slightly thicker consistency. It encapsulates everything beautifully and it minimizes any chipping that you might get with nail art. Things like water decals, even stamping, but chrome, they can have a tendency sometimes to chip. So by top coating with the rubber top coat, I kind of don't seem to have any of that, so that's why it's one of my go-to top coats. But like I said, if you don't have that, you can do the double top coat method, which again eliminates any chipping. It just takes you a little bit longer because you're having to come in and apply another layer of top coat. So again, on this design, we're going to be doing some isolated stamping again. So we did that buffed base, and then I'm coming in in and doing some little stars. So I just did these as simple as I could, because you guys probably know from previous videos I am not the best at hand painting, but I've just taken a medium dotting tool, placed down a little dot, and then taking my stripe liner brush, I'm just pulling that top coat out to create the little lines for the long stars. And then I'm going to grab the dotting tool again and just dot on some little dots, because again I wanted to include all three of those colours onto this nail. We're then going to pop that top coat in to cure, and then once that's cured, once again we can burnish in our top coat. Chrome, sorry. So again, you are only going to need a really little bit of chrome when you are working with these small isolated designs, and with chrome a little bit goes a long way. Even when you are when you're using a full nail of chrome, a little bit will go a long way, but sometimes it can be quite tricky to pick up a small amount. So if you do pick up too much, just very lightly burnish it in, and then again very lightly brush away that excess. So here, once we've burnished in all of those colors, we're going to dust off the excess, and then once again come in and seal our top coat in with the no wipe rubber top coat. Now I had a lot of fun playing around and creating these, and I do pop these on at the end of the video. I show you with them applied to my own nails at the end of the video, but I really loved how they looked, and I had a lot of fun playing around with the chrome. Do let me know if there are any chrome designs you would like to see, because I'm sure we're going to be featuring these and the new flakes and the pearlescent and the holographic powders that launched as well. We're going to be featuring them quite a lot on the channel, so let me know if there's any particular designs that you would like to see. Now I did then glue these on. They are just regular press on nails, so I did just prep my nails and then glue them on. And here I'm coming in with the Sweet Peach cuticle oil just to nourish and replenish my cuticles. If you haven't already seen the new bottles for the cuticle oils, then do check them out. They are super pretty. But once I had finished rubbing that in, this is the finished result. Let me know in the comments below what was your favourite nail. Mine was definitely the classic black with the blue chrome snowflake stamped over the top. But I did really love the French as well. And I just thought these were super fun looking. I really am loving wearing them as well. I need to think of a design to match to go on my other hand now. But anyway guys, that is the end of the video. As always, all the products I've used will be linked in the description box below, so do check that out. If you enjoyed today's video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I would absolutely love it if you did. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.